Okie dokes.
That's my new character.
Oh yeah? Okay, great.
Harold's wife.
Good. I hope Harold's wife goes the way of Cheesemo.
Oh god.
Yup.
So last time,
Yup.
you guys befriended a king, and then you killed a military leader, and then you burned down an elven village. And now Allie's sad and
Big sad.
Yeah. Brad's happy because he got a choppy chop. I think that was pretty much everything. Did I miss anything?
That, and we're also collecting people, like we're playing Suikoden games, so
Yeah.
that's the thing.
Right. Yeah. Sorry, I don't know those weeb terms, Tim.
Shit.
Sudoku games.
I love the Sudoku games. My favorite JRPGs.
Oh, that's an actual series.
Uh-huh.
Sudoku? I
Yeah.
guess. Okay.
There's Sudoku.
Yeah, they turned it
2.
into a battle royale. It's really intense.
Oh, dope.
Yeah. If you're lucky enough to finish in one of the top 9 in the squares, you get put into the winners division.
But if you
Wouldn't be
don't,
me.
you have to go to the gulag.
That is the winners division, if you ask me.
Well, that was a conversation. Cool.
Riveting. Absolutely riveting.
Aren't you glad you tuned in, internet?
I'm glad I did.
Yeah. So I guess we can pick unless, well, I don't know.
Court mandated downtime. Let's go.
Yeah.
Don't forget you have an appointment to pick up Garrett in 2 weeks.
That is correct.
Yeah. You've got a little I don't know what your version of Google Home would be. Probably one of the Endes's. So, Allie, why don't we start with you?
Okay.
Now that you're back in your home mansion
Uh-huh.
/ bed and breakfast,
Yes.
and you have a nice warm room to go to, what would you are you doing anything specific? Are you
Yeah, most of this downtime is going to be curling up in a blanket fort on her bed and thinking about what went wrong in her life and where her future's taking her.
Gotcha. Allie's thinking about Brad. Okay.
The deepest, darkest depression. Well, see, the thing is, she doesn't know whether to blame the dragon folk for killing her mom, herself for getting her mom killed, or Bradley for doing all of this.
Listen. What did we say about inviting the energy of a dead mom into the game? All right? We're not doing that. She's fine. She's just missing. She got away.
Lots of games start out with dead moms.
Most of them, in fact.
Yeah.
Probably.
All the best shows start with a dead mom.
Aren't we all about pushing boundaries here?
The Fallout 3 intro, Full Metal Alchemist. I'm sure there's others.
You've said enough. We get the points.
Yeah.
Castlevania, Avatar.
I've never been big on James Cameron, so I wouldn't know.
After the last Airbender.
So yeah, Allie, you spend a lot of time curled up in your room. Jimenez tries his best to cheer you up with something that he calls alley cakes, which are pretty much like chocolate chip pancakes, but then like the bottom half of them is dunked in melted chocolate and then cooled. So that there's just like a layer of hardened chocolate at the bottom of them.
Fuck, I want some of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think she's pretty deep into it. Like, she's not going to turn them away, but she probably doesn't eat them right away.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, most of the downtime's just like quiet, sad reflection on her part.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's 2B, even.
2B? Other two of you. Do you try to cheer up Allie at all, or do you let her sulk?
Billy is going to try to cheer up Allie in any way she knows how, and any way she knows how is going to consist of leaving weird shit at her door like some kind of cat. Like, it's like, oh, look at this hagstone that I found, a rock with a hole in the middle of it. This one kind of looks like a brain. Like, just like...
I feel like there's going to be a lot of junk and food left in front of Allie's door for a while.
Probably. Brad, what are you up to during downtime?
So the first things first is we're going through all of the metal and MT and Jim Mendez is the guard one, right?
Yes, Jim Mendez is the guard.
Sorry, it's been a while since we've done manor things, so I can't keep them straight because they all have the same goddamn name.
That should help.
Yeah, right.
You only have to remember one name.
No, I want to go. I want to get to repairing or melting down into iron ingots. All of these weapons and armors and things that I have that aren't like incredibly special.
Okay, that will be a majority of the shit that you picked up. Most of it, if you remember, was
I have a list of a few things that are like special, but everything else is pretty much.
Yeah, it was all like piecemeal armor.
Yep. Yeah, most of that's gonna get just melted down so that I can take it to a local blacksmith and just sell it by weight. You know.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm trying to grab my hat. Okay. Yeah, so you spend the first 2 weeks of downtime kind of doing that. Allie's crying.
I'm also teaching MT a little bit of common while we're doing that.
Sounds good. Yeah, I mean, he's fairly intelligent. You know, he's the one who is smartest enough to live. So. That, I mean, he at least can do like basic greetings, and he seems to kind of at least be able to intuit what you were saying, but his speaking is still pretty bad.
I'll make sure that I'm like basically what Brad would probably do is he would just say it once in common and once in draconic. Mm-hmm. And just kind of, you know what I mean? Like, not necessarily doing a great job of teaching, but enough that hopefully he can pick up on some of it.
Right.
I mean, Brad's still a dick. You know what I mean? Like, he's not going to do a good job of it.
Billy will definitely help you, though, if you'll let her.
Oh, I would imagine that once Brad is in his room, you can do whatever the fuck you want, because he won't know.
Okay, I see how it is. Yeah, got this.
So yeah, Brad is pretty much sorting scrap. Billy, is there anything specific you wanted to do during your downtime?
Send hate mail to Damien the Seer.
That's right. Are you doing like one a day or something? Or
yes.
Okay. Yeah, so probably after the first week, it would probably be about like 10 days because it would take a little while to get
She
there
gets
and
a
back.
cease and desist.
No, you get an autographed picture of him, and it says, "Thanks for being a fan, Billy," spelled Billy, signed Damien the Seer, and the the S like curls out into a heart on Seer.
Wherever you are in this manor, any of you at this time, all you hear is "God damn it!" and then shattering glass.
Great.
Brad will turn to Jim and go, "Remind me to have a day for that when I get around for the contracting."
He goes, "Oh yeah, let me write that down then, quick." And he like runs into the manor, and he actually just like opens the door and says, "Jay, Billy's being charged for whatever glass is broken now. All the glass that ever gets broken, I guess." And he like runs back to you.
Brad won't correct him.
I think
Jackass.
We'll fix the clerical error eventually, and it will be in your account in 4 to 5 years.
Obviously, of course.
you'll get a nice little stimulus. Sure. 1,400 IOUs.
We're going back to the Mind Flayer layer. Why? I don't know, Billy, but you get to lead the way.
You've been designated as bait for today.
AB assigned bait at birth.
So, 2 weeks have passed now.
Guess they're gonna go pick up Garrett.
Cool. Who's all going on Trip Garrett?
Billy will, since I'm assuming we're taking the Super Nintendo.
Definitely.
Allie's probably not going unless she's getting like forcefully dragged away.
Come on, Allie, let's go.
I don't wanna.
Too bad. That's too damn bad. Hang on, wait. She's like, imagine she's like standing outside the door, like knocking, like, "Come on, Allie, it's time to go." I don't wanna, so she's gonna try to do her best Brad impression. Okay.
Go ahead.
Allie, you will get out of that room. You will get out of that room this instant.
Are you joking, Billy? Do you need me to form the Heimlich?
No, Brad, it's fine. I'm just trying to be you to get Allie out of her room. Allie!
Oh my god. Well, that's payoff enough for this bit. So
Performance check?
I think she still doesn't want to go, but I think she'll like open the door and she's just standing there with like a blanket wrapped around her. And she just like mutters "fine" and walks by you.
Okay.
I'm glad you did that. Thanks, Aubrey. That was a joy. Real pleasure.
That was
You're welcome.
wonderful. That was so fucking good.
Thank you. That's me trying to drop my voice 2 octaves and also roughing it up.
Oh no, you definitely roughed it up. That probably was not very good for you at all.
Oh no, it definitely wasn't. I'm absolutely gonna regret that here in about 20 minutes. But let's go.
Brad, are you joining them? Or are you just sticking with your own shit?
I'll probably trust to let them go and pick up Garrett, and I would like to go into Magni and try and haggle with some blacksmiths now that I have some stuff to do that with.
Cool. So yeah, Billy and Allie clamber into the Super Nintendo. You have to blow on the cartridge a couple times, but then you're able to power it up, and
As is custom, yes.
right.
Yep.
Yes.
5E or prices.
Are we going back to the burnt down?
They're ingots, they're not ore, thank you.
You're right.
Ore would be mined.
Yeah. I think they made that less expensive. Anyway, so yeah, Allie, Billy, you go. And it takes, what, an hour?
Yes.
So yeah, you'll probably arrive at, the Garrett, at about the same time that Brad ends up arriving at Magnes.
Nice.
While we go into that, Brad, can you roll me just a, maybe a persuasion check? Well, if you just want to throw that into the chat, then Billy and Al, you arrive at what once was known as an Elven Village, and now is known as a lot less of an Elven Village, as there's only one elf there, and also no buildings. But you'll kind of arrive at this this clearing, I guess it would be called now. And you'll see Garrett kind of sitting in the middle, seeming to be like meditating. And all of the ashes and kind of, I guess, like dirt and ashes have been raked into something that kind of resembles like what a stone garden looks like. Where it's all kind of cleaned up, but nothing's really been like cleared away necessarily. And around the edge of where this village was, you notice a lot of those flowers that had sprouted, the sticky flowers, that the king magically sprouted. And they're just like a border going all the way around the remnants of this place. And you kind of voip into existence pretty much right next to Garrett.
Allie slouches in Super Nintendo, so she doesn't have to peek out.
Okay.
She like covers her head with her blanket and then nibbles on an Allie cake.
Billy will hop out, and she's not going to disturb Garrett right now since he seems to be meditating, but she's going to go over to check out the flowers.
Okay. They're sticky. And, petally, they're flowers. They definitely seem to have some sort of arcane enchantment on them, but I guess it kind of looks like an augmentation of them. Like they normally would make this little sticky thing, but now they're releasing like droplets that kind of like pour out on the ground. It kind of almost looks like he's planted these around to act as like a fence, so as to not disturb the village's grounds.
Okay. All right, so she'll walk around a little bit, and if he's not done meditating in about, 5-10 minutes, she'll go over and not tap on him, but just stand there.
Tapping her foot, arms crossed, looking condescendingly at this elf. It's been 2 weeks. Aren't you over your village yet?
No, that's why she's not disturbing him. Come on.
Time's up, fucker.
No,
You grieve on your own time. You're on company time now.
Oh, you didn't say it in Bradley's voice, so I can't take it too seriously.
You grieve on your own time.
Oh, it's so good.
Brad right now.
Billy says that somewhere. Brad just looks up like something's wrong.
Something's right. No, yeah, when you like start to walk over, he'll kind of stand up and dust off his pants and say, thank you for coming so promptly.
Welcome. I mean, it's been 2 weeks.
Yes, well. Yes, well.
Yes, well.
I did what I could with the place. Buried what remains I could find and tried to sweep up the place to hopefully be a bit more of a spot of meditation for weary travelers in the future. He'll kind of start climbing into Super Nintendo. And then he'll go, oh, what? Oh, hello.
Yeah, she's in there.
Yes, hello, Miss Sally.
Kind of,
She extends an arm from her blanket cocoon and hands over an alley cake to him. It has a bite taken out of it, though.
He will take it and kind of break off the part that has the bite taken out of it and like toss it over to some birds.
Rude. But okay.
Actually, no, he tosses it into the flowers, which start digesting it. And
sentimental, but okay.
Then he'll kind of start nibbling on it. These are quite good. Where did you get these?
One of the Mendez's.
Yes. One of the Mendez's. And he kind of gives Billy a look like, I don't know what that means, but I'm afraid to ask.
it's like a thing. It's a
yes.
Just
one of the Mendez's.
Go with it. Yeah.
Okay.
There are many Mendez's. Just don't worry about it. You'll meet them.
There are many Mendez's in this world, but this one is mine.
Yes.
Okay. Says, well, I believe it's best that we get out of this land. And despite Dante being slain, there is still a great deal of strife in this country.
Mm-hmm.
So we should go.
Yeah, let's go. And she'll fine, whatever. Get into Super Nintendo then, and she'll go.
He's He stepped on Allie getting into it. And that's how he got.
I know, but like,
don't fucking rush me. Like,
we'll enjoy this country for as long as I say so. The sweet sound of death.
It's your mental break, but I get to choose the traveling speed, all right?
Okay, Dad.
Don't make her turn the Super Nintendo around, okay? Calm yourself.
Don't make me hit that reset switch.
Oof. There's a threat. I don't like it.
Oh, you thought you were gonna win this Mortal Kombat game? Nope. Oops. Power surge.
No one wins.
So yeah, you guys start vrooming across the landscape in your purplish haze. And Brad, you are able to find a blacksmith. I forgot to get out dice. I didn't think I'd need them. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. Fine. Save as unnamed. It's fine. So you will get.
Oh, I have a lot of things to sell.
Okay. Well, just from the ingots. I open calendar instead of calculator. Calculator. You will get iron is 1 silver per ingot. I don't know why. So you will get 24 silver from iron ingots.
Okay.
You will get 8 gold from steel ingots. And
Okay.
you will get another gold piece from copper ingots.
All right. Then I am going to also sell the set of ceremonial plate, which Brad, when he pulls it out of the bag of holding, will say, "Now look at this, a beautiful make, beautiful make. I can't let it go for anything less than 2,000 gold pieces."
Oh, that's wait. Okay. Sorry, I thought this said that the cost of plate armor was 65 gold, and I'm like, that's wrong. I think it's normally 15, and I said add another 200 or something.
Yeah, Brad's over asking right now to try and, haggle.
For sure. Yeah. Blacksmith kind of looks at it and says, well, main issue is that this is custom fit. So, and it doesn't seem to be custom fit for a human or an elf. So it's probably only going to get sold to a dragonborn, maybe a short round elf or orc, perhaps. It's a bit of a tough sell. It is very nice. It's very well upkept. How about 1850?
You make it 19, we've got a deal.
It looks it over a little bit and says, all right, yeah, I think 19 will, I think I can make 19 work, yeah.
Do you know of any sellswords?
Ooh, not personally, but if I was looking, I would probably say look at the guild. There's always someone there looking to make some coin.
Fair enough. Oh, right. First, are you interested in this set of copper scale mail? And he'll pull that out.
How much does scale mail normally sell for? Can you tell me? 200?
I think it is it might be 1.
I unfortunately Okay, that doesn't give me cost. Unfortunately, don't have my PHB with me.
It is 50 gold pieces.
50 gold. Okay. So yeah, he'll look at that and kind of say, well, kind of a similar issue, but this is obviously going to be a lot easier to tailor. How about 100 gold for it?
Deal.
How about 100 copper for it? Since it's made out of copper.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll give you 100 gold for that.
Perfect. And then I will make my way down to the guild.
Okie dokie. The guild is actually pretty much like right around the corner from this blacksmith. So it will not be a long walk for you. Who is in the guild right now? It would be midday, so it would be Shauna behind the bar, the nice southern sounding human woman. And who else would be behind the bar? Oh, yeah. There is right now there's a pair of people who look vaguely familiar to you. There's a very tall, tan-skinned man with black hair. He kind of looks like I think it's Tulio from Road to El Dorado.
Thank God, finally someone with some common sense around here.
Yeah. And he seems to be talking. Does Tulio have a ponytail? Yeah, he does. This guy does not have a ponytail, but other than that, a very striking resemblance. And he seems to be talking with a creature that looks like a goblin got put through a taffy stretcher and just like pulled upwards to be like 6 feet tall. And the goblin looks like it is wearing goblinoid, I guess. Looks like it is wearing armor that would have fit him if he was normal goblin height.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up and talk to them.
Okay. Yeah, they seem to be recounting like their last adventure to Shauna. And just from what you hear, it's something about like helping a fishing village from like some sort of megalodon, as they're describing it. And yeah, as you walk up, it's just hello there. You look familiar. Have you been in here before?
Yes.
Well, excellent. It's good to have you back, good sir, good fellow sir. Yes, nice to see you again. Brian, was it? I think it was Brian.
Brad.
It was definitely Brian. Yes, it's good to see you again, Brian.
Brad. My name is Brad.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I'm a bit of a fool with names. You just look so much like a Brian. Like if you didn't have hair, you'd be a Brian. Perfect. Dead ringer. Anyway, what can we do for you today, Brad?
Well, I had originally come with a proposition, but I'm not so sure that I have it any longer.
Well, that's all right. We're not quite into that sort of thing, but it was lovely to meet you. Why don't you stay and have a drink with us? We were just telling Shauna about our fight against the mighty megalodon of Mastiff Lake.
Right. Brad will sit down kind of grumpily.
Shauna will give you an ale and say, well, it's been a bit, Brad. Haven't seen you since, what has it been, since the Flump Hunt?
Yes, it's been quite some time, but we've been quite busy making, well, a decent bit of coin, getting a manor, getting in good with the Duke, getting in good with the king of a place that I've never even heard of before. And also, just stabbing some dragonborn guy to death. That was quite challenging.
Well, it does sound like you been quite busy. I hope my tips will be reflecting that, sugar.
Yes, well,
Yes. Well, what? I mean, some of these adventures that you're spouting about seem quite interesting. Why don't you go into depth about those? Yes.
what do you want to know? I lead Lestat Mag, one of the best adventuring guilds with one of the worst names.
That is quite a terrible name. Yes.
I agree.
Does it stand for anything, or is it just a bunch of sounds that you make with your mouth?
Stands for Laundry Socks. That's a terrible name. Magni Adventuring Guild.
That is quite possibly the worst group name I've ever had. No
Fair
offense
enough.
to you, of course.
Right. It's kind of implied that it's bad in the name.
Yes, it did quite do a good job of both overtly and covertly naming that.
We were under
but-
pressure. It was told we didn't expect to have to name our team right then and there.
I see. Well, guys, I'm sure the paperwork section of the group isn't everyone's forte, of course. But it seems like you've done quite a bit of goods in this world. It's at least good for yourself. And you say you've made quite a bit of coin, yes?
Lestat Mag is incredibly profitable. Yes. We started a bed and breakfast, actually.
Oh, yes, the what is it called? Is it the Imdes Inn? Is that what it is? Out just east of town?
That isn't what it's called.
No? What was it?
I know who you're talking about, and he probably believes it's called that, and I will have to stab him a few times in the torso. But it is definitely not called the Imdes Inn.
Indes, was that it then?
Yes.
Well, perhaps we will have to stay there then. It sounds like quite a lovely respite.
Quite.
You know, we've got a decent bit of coin in our pocket right now. Perhaps, I'm sure as the leader of such a reputable guild as you can handle yourself, but well, why don't we escort you back? We could stay a few days at your bed and breakfast and really get to know each other a bit better. I'd love to meet the rest of your group.
Sure. Why don't we all head back now?
Uh-oh. That sounds wonderful, and don't worry, your drink will be on us today. Yes?
Drinks here are free.
He claps you on the shoulder and says, "No, don't worry about it. On us today." And he'll leave a couple coins for Shauna.
Brad will also leave some silver for Shauna. But have I learned anything new since I've had this axe on me? The one from Dante, the piece of Kusanagi.
Mm-hmm. It is a 2d8 axe. Attacks against dragons will give you advantage with it.
But it doesn't do anything for the longsword?
No.
Okay, cool. Just yecking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, almost surprisingly, you actually have not had a visit from Kusanagi since you've picked it up. Despite definitely getting at least messages when you picked up the rest of them.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So that probably would strike you as a bit odd. But yeah, so you are you heading back to the mansion right away, or if you have any other business in town, that's fine.
No, absolutely. Yeah, I'll just head straight back. Brad doesn't trust these guys at all.
Okay. So, Billy, Allie, and Garrett will arrive back at the mansion. And Garrett will probably like scrabble out real quickly and be like, still not quite used to traveling like that. It's a bit disconcerting, I'd say.
Yeah, it doesn't really get any better.
Wonderful. And he'll help the two of you out.
Thank you.
Ellie puts another cake in his pocket. She was full. She didn't want to eat it. So.
Right. And she had 12 of them. So like,
she's been gnawing on them for the last 2 hours.
Probably the last 2 days.
And probably.
But yeah, he'll kind of start walking up to the mansion on the little path up and say, wow, this is quite a nice place you have. I can't say I typically care too much for not having a place that can't be up and moved when you need to, but still.
Yeah, it was kind of weird sleeping inside at first.
Do you not normally sleep inside? I thought that most humans preferred interior dwellings.
No, I grew up with hags, but yeah, it is kind of weird not sleeping inside, and it's weird not having it be able to get up and move, but you know, it's kind of nice having a permanent spot too.
Roll a quick insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Nat 1. 7.
Garrett looks very impressed that you were raised by hags and have adapted so well to human life. Or, I guess, a slightly more normal human life. As, yeah, your standard adventures are still a little bonkers, comparatively. But he says, yeah, Billy, why don't you head inside and get one of the Mendezes to perhaps get us a more substantial meal than the alley cakes that we've been munching. And, Allie, why don't you and I take a stroll around the grounds to really get a feel for this place, so I can get a feel for this place, that is.
This is the most I've been outside in 2 weeks. I'm getting pretty tired. But okay.
That's perfect then. Fresh air will do you good, and he slaps you on the back.
Okay.
She stumbles.
I figured. He does that thing where like he pulls his arm back and is like, it's like when a sports player is like, "That wasn't me. I didn't do it, ref." He's like, yes. Well, let's take a walk around the grounds. Yes. Well,
she starts grumbling as they walk. Never to be seen or heard from again.
Yeah, not quite all of the elves from that village are dead, Billy. Soon. Oh, so yeah, Garrett will be kind of walking around the grounds with you, Allie. Every now and then kind of breaking off a piece of alley cake and munching on it. Not really making like conversation, but kind of like pointing things out, like, a bit of a forge. That's an interesting thing to have at a bed and breakfast. And then he kind of starts munching, not really like expecting you to respond.
Yeah, her responses are limited.
No. Nice forest surrounding the manor. Might explore that further as we spend more time here.
You should see the robots.
Yes, I'm sure I will as we get to them. Make sure to point them out when we see them, or I might miss them.
Oh, you'll know. You'll know.
All right. And eventually you get to the backyard where, previously unexplored by everyone in this group, there is a large hedge maze.
Ellie like moves part of the blanket away from her face and goes, "Wow, I didn't know this was back here. I didn't know there was it back here."
Yes, this is quite impeccably upkept as well. How exactly did you how exactly did you come into possession of this manor?
I really wish that Billy was just lurking in the background spying on us.
Can I be?
So another part of this mansion that none of you have explored. Around the upstairs, there is a banister that kind of, it's like a widow's walk around the entire second floor. So if you want to be like, and all of the upstairs rooms also have doors that lead to this widow's walk. So if you want to just be like walking around on it, like spying on them, absolutely.
Amazing. Good. Perfect.
So yeah, you'll definitely if you like straight ran onto it and have just been following them this entire time, I'm fine with that. But yeah, so Garrett will sort of put a hand on Allie's shoulder and say, seems you haven't excuse me.
There's no excuse.
Sorry.
Get hold of yourself.
If you haven't explored this, I certainly haven't. Shall we take a look around in it? It seems just very strangely well upkept for no one spending any time around it.
She shrugs. I guess so.
Wonderful. Let's take a little look through of it. And the two of you will start kind of walking through this hedge maze. And once you get a couple turns in, he'll sort of go into serious mode and say, Allie,
serious mode. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to be too, I figured you wouldn't want to necessarily bring others into it. But it's...
Into the hedge maze? Billy would love this place.
Well, into your feelings, I suppose.
Gross.
Perhaps you don't actually want to delve into it too much either.
She just like looks down.
I just want to tell you it's okay to take time and grieve. Don't feel like you have to put on a happy face, as it were.
Well, I've been locked in a room for 2 weeks, eating nothing but chocolate-covered pancakes.
Well, that's probably not ideal, but I'm glad you're not at least being forced to show a side of you don't want to show, I suppose. Adventurers can tend to be a bit of a calloused lot, and even if they're good people, they can sometimes lose sight of who's in front of them, as it were.
Oh, no. Bradley doesn't care how I feel, just that I'm not dead. And Billy's been trying to cheer me up the whole time. So.
Well, yeah, that's sort of what I mean. You shouldn't feel like you have to be cheered up. It's okay to wallow in sadness when
I grew up without a mom and now she's dead. And she just like collapses into him and just starts sobbing.
He'll sort of like put one arm around you and be like, yeah, exactly. Good. Yes, let it out. She was a very caring woman, and I do know that it hurt her to be apart from you. You should know that she thought that by leaving she was helping you by staying away.
I know. I'm not even mad about that anymore. I was mad a little bit when I first met her, but I only met her once and now she's gone.
Well, technically you met her twice, but yes. It's
Garrett, does this look like the time for technicalities?
Well,
don't be a dick. She goes back to crying.
Every time is a time for technicalities, but yes. There, little one. And he'll kind of just let you cry for a while. And Billy, roll a perception check.
I'm sure this is gonna go great.
His shoulder's gonna be wet and slimy.
11.
Okay. So it probably would have been kind of shortly before this outbreak. You kind of lost them in the twists and turns of the maze. You can kind of make out like how the maze turns, but like you kind of lost where their heads were around some of them. But you are able to hear Allie crying from where you're at.
So so she just hears nothing, just her start crying.
Yeah, you hadn't heard any of the conversation. You could probably make out like a little bit of them like talking as they were like walking into the maze. But nothing since then. The hedges would have muffled a little bit of the sound.
Okay, so they're just talking, so she's gonna be like, okay. And then if she hears like one of them start yelling, then she's gonna get involved. But
I got a badoomp. Oh.
Lucky.
Yeah. I guess you could say that.
Oh, okay, fine. Rub it in, why don't you?
Ha ha, you don't get notification. I think you would probably hear the my mom is dead.
Yeah.
And then like the crying, but probably not like
the nose blowing.
Yeah.
Right into
maybe
his shirt.
An occasional like kind of maybe one excessively loud nose blow, but not like any like yelling or anything.
Okay, so she's gonna be like, oh boy. She just hears like, my mom is dead, and then just. I mean, yeah.
Yeah,
although,
obviously,
no,
idiot.
We're not doing that. We're not bringing that in here. So she's gonna be like, okay, I'll get involved, and she's just gonna like. So I just realized she doesn't have like Misty Step or anything, so she has to go all the way down through the inn.
Stomping around with determination.
She's standing on the balcony and she just goes, and then she turns around and walks back inside and starts the trek into the maze.
She hoists her robes up a bit, like, all right, let's do this. So yeah, you start to run towards the maze, and J Imdes, as you're sprinting out, says, please no running in the holes, and any glass will be fined to your account. Thank you. And you run out of the manor. You start running around the backyard. Meanwhile, Allie, you are with actually Brad, real quick. You would probably be getting back to the manor just in time to see Billy like sprinting out of the house and then tearing ass as fast as her little 5 strength will carry her legs.
It's not. First of
Brad
all,
would
she's
do
not
his
tearing
best to
ass.
ignore
She's
that.
walking. Right? She's
Oh,
walking.
I'm
And
sorry.
Number 2, she has 9 strength, not 5.
I'm sorry. I thought you said that you were going to run to Allie. Okay.
Nah, she's just walking.
Well, never mind. You see Billy walking determinedly out of the house and around to the backyard as you kind of get back. But she'd be like a ways off, like you're still kind of coming up the path.
Yeah, I'll just keep walking past her and head into the building.
Okay. So yeah, Jay will greet you and say, hello, welcome to Brad and Breakfast. How may we help you? And he does the like thing where he's like whispering to you, like the hand on the side of the mouth, but like he's still speaking in the same volume, like, don't worry, Master Bradley, I know it's you, but I have to give that spiel for the guests.
Yes, well, these folks are here to take a few nights stay. Isn't that correct, gentlemen?
Yes, I think we'll be staying for, well, and they start like looking over the little rates plaque on the front of the podium, and I think 3 nights might be nice. Does that include food? Yes, it includes foods for your meals, but not excess drinks. You're allowed 1 pint of ale per meal. Any excess drinks you will have to purchase, I'm afraid. That doesn't sound too unreasonable. Yes, I think 3 nights for us then. And we can really get a feel for this place. It has old country vibes going for it, wouldn't you say? Yes, old country vibes. Mr. Bradley, was it? Brad? Do you go by Brad or Bradley?
Brad. Thank
Brad,
you.
terribly sorry then. Mr. Brad, did you intend such lovely old country vibes into this, or is it sort of an inherited trait of this manor? It seems like it was built many years ago.
We paid someone to decorate.
I see. Well, they did a lovely job. Just a bang-up job decorating. It really complements the architecture, I would say. And sort of the middle of the woods vibe as well. And it's sort of just nice and rustic. Yes, well, why don't we go to our room? If we could get a 2-bedroom, that would be lovely. Otherwise, of course, 2 rooms would be perfectly fine as well. Yes, of course. We can take you to We have one 2-bedroom room. It's currently available. And this banter is just going on around Brad. Like,
Brad is going to sneak off up to his room.
Yes, Aubrey. Yes, we are. So you get like to the top of the stairs and you think that you're kind of like scot-free. And then you hear JM does call up, I'll have a meal and a tankard of ale sent up for you, Master Bradley. It's good to have you back, and nice to have you staying with us once again. Now, gentlemen, if you'll follow me, and they continue out.
All right.
Allie.
You sure you don't want to play with yourself for a little bit longer?
I can keep playing with myself. It's fine.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Allie.
God damn it.
Okay.
Yes. Sadly Way, reporting for duty.
So you've probably been crying for a good 2-3 minutes now, and Garrett will sort of say, well, perhaps it would be best to get you back to your room where you can be a bit more comfortable for this, yes? If you'd like, I can stay with you talking or whatnot, but I think we should get you into the manor and perhaps cleaned up. A long bath can help ease the soul, as it were.
Okay. But you probably shouldn't talk to me if I'm taking a bath.
No, I meant following.
You shouldn't follow me into the bath either.
Yeah. You're perfectly correct, Miss Allie. After your bath, if you would like to continue talking, I will be available.
Can I ask you something, though, as we're going back?
Of course.
Who do I blame for this?
I think...
Like, is it my fault for pushing the whole contract thing?
No. I think this is more of a... It's sort of like how... Well... The elves were living... We were living in a very war-struck area. We could have been wiped out at any time. It was a bit of our own arrogance for not believing anyone would go to the marsh, and other tribes' faults for being at war with each other over trivial matters, and a bit of, I suppose, everyone's fault for drawing attention to the village, but it was something that simply happened. I don't believe there is a proper source to place blame on, because there shouldn't be any blame on anyone for this. It is simply a tragedy that has happened, and it is up to the survivors to continue our lives in ways that honor those who are important to us. Does that make sense?
I think so. But I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do that.
It will likely take a great deal of time to begin to understand or sort of rationalize what has happened, I suppose. But it isn't something that you should necessarily try to you shouldn't necessarily look to place blame on someone for it. In the same way that you wouldn't look to blame anyone if an earthquake had occurred and swallowed up the village. It is simply something that happens.
Yeah, but the earthquake didn't choose to take my mom away.
I don't think anyone chose to take your mother away from you. I think it is simply that there is hate in this world, and there almost always will be. And sometimes that hate is misdirected.
Starting to make my head hurt, but maybe that's just because I'm dehydrated.
Yes. Let's... Wait a second. What is that? Is that... You stay here. Stay right here. I'll be right back. And he starts running off into the maze.
Allie just like looks at him. She wipes her nose. And she just mutters under her breath, "You can't tell me what to do. You're not my dad." And let's see, I can levitate at will. It's one of my invocations.
Okay.
So the moment he gets out of eyesight, she's just going to levitate up to see what the hell's going on.
Okay, then I need a strength saving throw from you.
That's okay. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. Fucking awesome, I got a 0.
So you start to levitate up, and you get to where your head is sort of like at the top of these hedges, and you stop, and you feel something like tugging you back to the ground. And you look, and there's like this root growing out of the ground wrapped around your leg.
It's cheating. She's gonna just spend her time just like kicking at it. But I'm not expecting to actually free herself, but she's totally aggravated by this.
Yeah, it continues to pull you like back to the ground.
Hacks. Cheaters. I don't like it. So yeah, she's in Struggle City with this root vine now.
Okay. Billy, you make your way to this hedge maze. Roll a, I'd say an investigation check.
Okay. Really? That's another nat 1. That's a 7. Jail for dice. Jail.
So you know that the first turn that Allie and Garrett took was to the left, so you moved to the left at the first fork, but after that you only kind of like saw them pop up in like straightaways parallel to your vision. So you're not exactly certain how to get to where they were. So you're kind of just navigating your maze, and then you'll hear like this as like you hear someone running on this like soft grass, and you're about to kind of turn the corner, and Garrett collides with you.
Ow!
Both of you kind of get thrown to the ground. Oh God! Miss Billy, what are you doing in here? What did you see the?
I heard Allie crying, so I came out to investigate.
Oh, yeah, yes, she. We were talking. She came out of her shell a little bit. We talked a bit. I think
I'm glad.
perhaps moving forward, we should be better. But did you see the glow? There was a glow. It looked like a person.
I'm sorry, what?
The-
No, I didn't.
And he's kind of like looking back and forth between like the way he came and the way he was going and the way that you came from, and he's like, that's quite strange. Did now I've lost it, but we should get back to Allie. There's something unnatural going on here.
Okay.
And he will start leading you back through the hedge maze, and then he turns and leads you down a dead end. And he'll say, I don't understand. This was the direction I came from. I came from this path.
Oh, geez.
We should...
Uh,
Is there any way to get... Where did you come from? We should get out of here and try to perhaps guide Allie out from above, if possible.
Allie can also levitate, so Allie has ways of flying. That's
Oh, yes, her
Going
her
up.
Nintendo. Yes.
up. She's also a warlock, so please tell me she's a warlock and not a sorcerer.
I was unaware that she made any
You're correct, Aubrey.
contract.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.
Well, I suppose this could be her patron then?
I doubt it. I don't know, because as far as I know, patrons don't usually act like this, but I also don't have a patron, so I don't know.
I also do not have a patron. But
I guess Bradley could be considered my patron, technically, but not like that.
I think it's best that we leave this place and try to guide Allie out.
Okay.
All right. You go back towards the way that you came, and you only got like 2 or 3 turns, so it's not difficult for you to go back. But when you get back to where you thought you came from, there is a hedge in front of you.
Oh.
Allie, you
Yeah.
are.
Oh.
You have been pulled to the ground.
No.
So that you are standing upright.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, you're not like prone.
Yes.
You got pulled back down to the ground after you tried to levitate, and then the roots started to retract from your leg once you were standing.
She looks at the hedges. It says, "The hell is this? I didn't sign up for this. I'm thirsty." And I'm angry now. And she just kind of
blows through the hedges, and the branches kind of.
Yeah, right back at you. And she just kind of like looks around a little bit, and I guess she's gonna try to follow the path that Garrett took.
Okay. Roll investigation, please.
I hope it's another 0. No, it's an 11.
Okay. That was weird. So yeah, you are making your way through this maze, and since being grounded, you've not faced any other mystical difficulties. You're sort of making your way. You're pretty certain this is where you came back from. but then like you thought you heard Garrett take like a different turn, so you kind of make your way off a little bit more towards the center of the maze. And after not too long, you find yourself in this like you come around a corner and you will see a circular clearing in what appears to be roughly the center of the maze. There is a maybe 7 or 8 foot diameter stone table, and sitting on top of the table is this very androgynous looking fawn. Obviously not wearing any pants because they have to show off their goat legs.
Lewd.
Yeah. But also wearing a very long, flowy, like loose shirt.
Right.
And they seem to be kind of like tuning this. I think it's a lyre. Is lyre the mini harp? Or is it lute?
It's a liar.
Lyre. Thank you. Yes. Yes, so they are tuning a lyre.
Allie pulls the blanket that's over her just like a little bit tighter, but she looks at him with her mean eyes. And she says, "Have you always been back here?"
They lift their head, kind of brushing their curly blonde hair out of their eyes, and they say, "Are you fucking kidding me? A kid? God, I told Tyrion 2 things I don't want to deal with are kids and goddamn smug-ass dolphins, and he sends me to a kid."
I'm sorry, where are you from? What accent is this?
I'm from the fucking Feywild. What do I look like, you nana? No, I'm fucking a mystical being.
I never had a
little
nana,
shit.
so I'm gonna stop you right there and say there's nothing you can say to me that's any worse than anything Bradley's ever said to me. So be as mean as you want. I don't care.
Well, thank you for your permission, princess. I'm so glad to have that.
You're welcome, whoever you are. What'd you do with my friend?
I didn't do shit with any of your friends. The fuck are you talking about?
He walked away, and now he's gone.
Was this Bradley fella you were talking about?
No, his name's Garrett.
Okay.
He's an elf like me. Well, I'm not an elf, not a full elf. But he's like me. He has a really wet shirt right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Great. I don't know what the fuck happened with your friend Garrett.
Okay, well then why am I stuck in this maze?
I don't know. All I know is that I was sent to talk to you. And I was told you wouldn't be a kid or a dolphin. And one of those things ain't true. And if both of those aren't true, we're gonna have a fucking problem.
I'll have you know I'm at least 25 years old. I just look young.
I guess that's a fucking start. Alright. The fuck's your problem, kiddo?
Where do I start? And how long do you have, bucko?
Let's just say you'll run out of time before I do, okay?
Okay. Ominous.
I come from a different plane. I have an infinite amount of reality to spend time in.
Neat, I guess. So you just came here to talk about my problems?
I came here to fix your problems.
How?
That depends on what they are.
Well, my problems are that I lived on my own for many, many years, and the only friends I had were the voices in my head, and that I got involved with a bunch of people who may be a little emotionally abusive at times, but they're the only real friends I've ever had, so I've been with them for a while, and I finally found my mom, but now she's dead. and I don't know what to do with my life anymore.
Well, it sounds like you got a lot of problems.
Yeah, no kidding.
But your biggest problem is I can only fix one of those things. So, I can try and turn your friends into something a little bit less shitty. Or I can try and bring your mom back. Or I can
That one.
Okay.
I mean, if you can do that.
It's gonna be a stretch, but...
Wait, hold up. I have knowledge nature. Is this, like, what's going on? Is that something this dude can do? Do I know things about what's going on?
You could roll knowledge nature, sure.
Come on, 0. 14.
It's not something fawns can do, specifically, but he also seems... Like, the way he was talking, he is... someone from the Feywild and possibly from the what is it called, like the upper circle, or at least was sent by someone from the upper circle.
Okay.
So yeah, that, like, it might be within his power.
I see. Okay, great. Like,
So yeah, it might be something I can do, yeah. But we're gonna have to make a deal. Because I don't do shit for free.
I'd offer you some pancakes covered in chocolate, but I'm all out.
He rummages in his sack and pulls out an alley cake and starts munching on it and says, "You think a messenger from the aftercake doesn't have pancakes covered in chocolate?
Well,
I got enough of these things to feed an entire country, but I won't because they're mine."
Kind of a dick move, but okay. That's fine.
Yeah, well, if I didn't have any, it would also be kind of a dick move, so, yeah.
Guess I can't argue. Spot the lie, I can't. So anyways, what do you want? What sort of deal?
All I need from you is some of your blood. Because I was sent by someone who said they used to have some of your blood, and then it disappeared out of nowhere.
Okay. Why? Like, do you just collect blood?
What? I mean, I don't give a fuck what I'm told to do, really. So long as I keep getting this sweet setup. And so long as... And he starts, like, yelling up straight into the air, like, so long as I don't have to deal with those kids anymore, or goddamn dolphins. And he like, points up into the sky and then he, like, turns back to you and says, "Look, there was some... The guy I work for said he used to be giving you powers in exchange for just a tiny little speck of blood, and then that was supposed to help you stay alive or some shit. But then, not too long ago, maybe 2-3 weeks, maybe about a month, he said your little vial of blood went missing, and he couldn't contact you at all, so he sent me down."
I see.
Does that sound familiar to you at all? You steal a little drop of little blood or something, you fucking evaporate blood or turn into some sort of fog monster or like whatever the fuck.
No, it kind of makes sense. It sounds like it probably happened when I got my brain eaten.
I don't know what that means, and I don't want to know.
That's okay. I won't explain it to you then.
Good. I don't want to know.
So
all I need from you is a drop of blood.
It sounds like if I give you the bloods, then I'll start having the voices back in my head.
Could be. Have you been missing the voices since you, however the fuck, got rid of the blood?
Well, I have certainly felt very shitty ever since that happened.
That's not really my problem, but okay. Have you tried not feeling shitty? That's what I do. I normally eat 200-300 of these delicious pancakes covered in chocolate.
You're right. I just haven't pressed the not feeling shitty button yet. I'll try that next time.
Yeah, do that. So, you want your ma back, and I want some of your blood. Seems like a fair trade to me. More than a fair trade, really.
She nods and like thinks it over quietly for a moment. And I think what she's going to do is her mom gave her that necklace for just this situation.
Mm-hmm.
So her inner turmoil right now is like go back to the way things were potentially and not feel bad all the time, or like keep her sense of mind and give him her mom's necklace and like maybe get her mom back, but also maybe not because she's not really sure what's in the necklace necessarily.
Would you like to investigate the necklace?
Yeah, why not? Why not? She'll like just like pull it out and like look at it in her blanket for a second.
Allie retreats into her little blanket roll.
I have to consult the
robe.
council. Hold on. And she just throws the blanket over herself.
He goes back to munching on very high quality alley cakes. Roll a quick investigation check. Don't nat one it.
I got a 7.
Good enough.
Neat.
So if you've watched Avatar: The Last Airbender,
Yes.
you remember when I was gonna say Allie, Katara gets that little vial of the sacred water from the North Pole,
Yes.
and then she uses it to bring Aang back later. It's very similar to that, but smaller, and inside of it, it looks more like there is blood inside of it. Not a whole lot, just maybe
Okay.
like maybe a shot's worth tops.
Right. So I think for Allie, as appealing as it does to go back to her old super quirky self where she didn't really care much about anything, considering what Garrett recently told her about like honoring the dead and moving forward in that way, this was one of the last things her mom told her. And this is like she explicitly gave her this necklace for this situation. So I think Allie's going to agree to these terms, but she's going to hand over the necklace with the blood in it.
Okay. This fawn will take the necklace and look at it and then look at you and be like, okay.
I mean, you don't have to take the necklace. It's kind of important to me if you can just take out the stuff inside.
The stuff? Fucking Jesus, okay. And he kind of like looks at it and then he like sees that it like uncorks and pops it open and says, oh, what the fuck? I think this might work. Yeah. I can work with this.
Okay.
It's not exactly what I was told to get, but I think it's worthwhile. Right. I think my boss will take this. So, we have a deal then?
Yeah, but like, is she just gonna like poof back in front of me, or what can I expect?
Tell you what, with this, I'll make sure she comes back at least pretty close to you.
That's not ominous at all.
Okay. I
Okay,
mean,
fine.
I'm just saying.
I mean, this sounds like a fine deal, I guess. Just know that I know someone who's very powerful and never goes down in combat, so if you betray me, he will murder you.
Well, I never go down in the bedroom, so it works out fine. All right, and he like offers a hand to shake you.
I don't know if I want to touch that anymore. She'll shake through the blanket.
As you do, you start to feel your vision go shaky and blurry, and then you pass out for a bit.
Gasp.
And you wake up.
Gasp.
You're in the same spot. This strange androgynous upstate New York fawn is gone.
Okay.
But your mother seems to be sleeping on the stone table.
Big gasp.
She kind of sorts to stir. She goes, "Oh, Allie, hello."
She gets
Hi,
slam tackled.
She's already on the ground.
Yeah.
Oh, Allie, you're crushing my ribs.
It's okay, you can breathe when you're dead.
I don't think you can.
I'm not that strong.
What's going on? Oh, I had the most wonderful dream. Why are we on? Where are we? Where are we? This isn't the village.
We're in a hedge maze behind a bed and breakfast.
She kind of gives you a look.
I live here.
She says,
It's
how did we get here?
It's a long story.
Okay.
We should get inside.
Sure. Yeah, let's
Here's a blanket if you're feeling cold. And she'll give the blanket over.
I don't know what happened to my blankets or bed, I guess, or how I got here, but thank you, dear.
Yeah.
And she'll kind of wrap the blanket around the both of you and take your hand and start walking. And Billy, as you and Garrett are kind of like searching for the exit, you turn a corner and see a strange hooded figure.
Yes.
Very lopsided and lumpy looking.
Quarterstaff is what her quarterstaff can do. It's just like she's holding it, and she's like, "Wait a second." She's like, "Who are you?"
And the figure sort of turns towards you, and Allie, you see Billy with their quarterstaff drawn. And Billy, you're able to now make out that there is Allie with what appears to be her mom, wrapped both of them in like a blanket, kind of thrown over the top of both of them.
No, Billy, don't hit us. It'll be mildly annoying.
I wasn't talking to you. Who is this? Who are?
Oh, you're Allie's friend,
Billy.
Bradley? No,
Wait
that's
a
the other one.
minute.
Billy. Yes,
Wait a minute. You're not dead.
that is correct.
You weren't
You
here.
are also
How were
not
you,
dead.
How were you here?
And why
You
I'd
were
say
somewhere
mostly.
else.
You were also somewhere else, specifically in our village, and then you left, and now we're all here.
Now we're all here. Together again.
Wait a minute. How did you get here though? How did you get here? You weren't.
This is a long story.
Well, I've got plenty of time, Allie.
Yeah, I was just saying maybe we could like go inside and I could finally get something to drink because most of my fluids have been soaked into Garrett's shirt.
Ew. Okay.
Miss Billy, Miss Billy, I think I
Yeah?
found the way out. I could have sworn this was a dead end when we looked at it last time, but it's right over here.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Come on, guys.
A lot of you exit the hedge maze, and Allie's mom is looking around, very like, oh, this is a very lovely place. It's very nice. And Garrett is like, I think we should not step back into that hedge maze.
Probably a good
for
idea.
a very long time.
Let's just forget it ever exists.
Yes, I agree.
Yep. Also, we should get Bradley so that when I tell the story of what happened, I don't need to tell it again when he's around.
Okay. You're more than welcome to meet back up.
That's a we pick up with Bradley.
Okay. Yeah. The lot of you meet up.
Oh, Brad's in his room, so you'll have to come and knock on the door to see if he'll answer.
Oh, we do.
Okay. Bang, bang, bang.
Yep.
What?
Well,
Bradley, my mom's
we've got
back.
a situation.
Good for you, Allie.
I want to tell you how. Because it involves you, kind of.
What do you mean it involves me?
There's only one way to find out, Bradley. Join us downstairs for tea and cookies. And she walks off with her mom.
Brad will open up the door and start muttering under his breath about damn tea and cookies.
Billy's still standing there.
Brad will completely ignore her and walk past.
Figure.
Oh, that's amazing. If we're all sitting down for tea and cookies, Allie will explain what happened. That she got lost in the hedge maze, went to the middle of it, found a fawn, and made a deal to bring her mom back.
How does this involve me?
Because it was your hedge maze, and maybe we shouldn't go into the hedge maze anymore. Also, I just wanted to get you down here so I could tell you what happened. Because I guess you're kind of my friend or something. That's what friends do. They listen to each other and their problems about bringing their dead mom back to life.
Well, I wasn't dead. I just went to sleep.
No, you were definitely dead. Like, super dead.
Burnt to a
Even
crisp.
she confirmed that she wasn't dead, right?
Well, I went to sleep
Mm-hmm.
in the village,
Right.
and then I woke up, and I was by Allie on some sort of weird stone discus.
Yeah. The thing, Mom, the between time, the village was burnt to ash.
What?
Garrett, tell her.
Oh, it's true. The whole village was destroyed. I'd assumed you were there. From what you're saying, Allie, it is technically possible that this strange fey creature simply summoned your mother from where she was, but from what I can tell, you and the rest of the elves are gone. Or were gone, I suppose. Now you're obviously not gone. You're back. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, and I used the necklace you gave me because they wanted my blood. And I decided that I don't want to be like that anymore.
And you gave it to him?
Well, yeah, my mom gave me the necklace just for that situation. I don't think she knew I'd bring her back to life with it, but...
I am glad that you did not give a Fae your blood, but it is. Allie, are you certain that that was worth it? What if they ask you for something else? And are you sure that I'm worth it?
Well, yeah, I know I was kind of mad at you the last time we talked, but I always assumed that I would see you again, that I would get over it. So, at this point, even one more day, it's better than no
Sure.
more days.
she'll give you a hug and kiss you on the top of your head.
I've never been kissed on the top of my head before. Ah.
Well, now you have been, idiot.
she looks down, like takes a sip of her tea and goes, "Oh, Mom, you're embarrassing me."
Well, now it's my job to protect you. Yeah.
Well, maybe not all the time. I get into some very dangerous things on Bradley's behalf.
Well then, I guess.
But you
I'll
can stay
be getting
here.
into dangerous things as well.
Only, I mean, it's probably best if you stay here. We're doing this whole recruiting thing, and I think you really fit in. Like, I'm sure you can cook and stuff. Maybe you can make me some clothing. I've never had handmade clothing before.
She'll say, I suppose I could help out at this strange large house. But, and she turns to Brad and Billy and says, there will be a few conditions.
Oh no.
Okay, I'm ready to hear them.
All right. Number 1, if my sweet daughter gets injured again, I will hunt you down, slit your throats, and release your blood into the ground.
Okay, that's not a new threat, but all right.
Oh, it's not a threat. It is a promise.
I know
This is
threats
something
and
that will
promises are pretty
happen.
much the same thing.
Are we done here? Because I'm already very bored.
On top of that, I want to make sure that you're not giving my daughter a raw deal in this whole situation. So, any deals or contracts that you have are going to have to go through me now.
Well, we'll talk to you about them when it's up to renegotiation then.
She narrows her eyes and looks at you. They better be up for renegotiation soon then.
They won't be. Again, very bored. And Brad will wander off.
Oh, Mom, Dad,
I
don't
thought you
fight.
said they were up for negotiation in like 6 weeks or something.
Yours was because we just did the temporary... It's beside the point. Don't worry about it, Billy. We have to renegotiate because your silly, subsidiary or franchise, if you will, is already not pulling in enough gold, and so we're probably not going to be renewing. But thank you for the reminder, Billy.
Allie, do you have any of these contracts written in a secondary copy that you have been received and have been notarized by either a member of a city authority or by a guild member?
I honestly don't remember signing anything at all. I just get thrown electrum pieces once in a while. And I'm told I'm in the runner-up to be the next Brad once Brad retires or dies.
Well then, Master Bradley, I suppose that we will be negotiating
Very
a contract
bored.
with you very soon.
Very, very, very bored.
Billy's a notary.
Don't forget.
I did,
Well, I
but I'm
remember.
happy you reminded me.
Ali, I would like to mention that we probably will not be renewing your contract this year, so do be prepared for that.
I didn't know I
Anyway,
even had a
very
contract,
bored,
but
and
okay.
Brad will head back upstairs.
I'll draw my own contract with alley cakes and
And
ice cream.
hookers. Oh, yes, ice cream.
Oh, and by the way, you will forfeit any property rights here once your contract is null and void, which again, we are not renewing because your mother is difficult.
I'm pretty sure I never signed anything.
It's
Perfect. Well, if you haven't signed anything, then you have to get out now.
Okay, Bradley, whatever you say. She gives her mom a wink and just like leans in and says, we do this sort of thing all the time. Don't worry.
You have a strange dynamic, but it seems to suit you. Don't worry. If you need backup, I'll be the hard ass. And she goes, excuse my language.
Oh, it's okay.
Brad is going to sneak out the window and use his broom to fly to Magni and get a room. at an inn there. And he will stay there for the rest of downtime until we have a new mission.
Okay. Well, I was planning on 6 weeks of downtime total. If that sounds good to you guys.
Perfect.
Yeah, great. Good.
So, Brad, you will get 1 month of bill.
Holy shit.
I think there are somewhere in the PHP. There's a thing for like downtime.
I'm sure Brad won't actually be there the whole time, but we'll deal with that.
I'm going to charge you for it anyway.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So fucking funny.
But yeah, next week we'll settle any debts. If any of you have, excuse me.
No.
Anything that you want to get done during downtime or study or anything like that. Yeah, you'll definitely have time for that. Yeah, other than that,
Nice.
good shit.
I would like to
Right.
keep sending hate mail. Thank you.
Oh, you have continued to get one letter every day since then, for every letter that you send to him. And each time it's a different drawing of him, and a different personalized message.
Every day, you see Bill do this like weird thing in the backyard, and she burns the paper and just like walks around in a circle at some weird hag ritual that has zero consequences.
Allie's gonna copy it for fun.
But like in her room, watching from out the window.
Yeah, she's definitely just gonna light something on fire in her room and stomp around.
Oh yeah, well I just meant the dances.
What you should do is you should order this asshole pizzas, but not pay for them. Just send him pizzas so that the local pizzerias in his hometown get super pissed off at him. Actually, we have 6 weeks of downtime. You and Allie, we could team up and do a smear campaign against this guy over there. A little bit of disguise self, a little bit of baby punching, it basically solves itself.
I'm Abe Lincoln. I love eating baby.
Wow. This dude's gonna get fucked. I'm all about ruining this guy's life now. I'm so into it.
You could just recruit him and he could be your friend.
No, Billy's hate is enough justification for me, I think.
I think it's very funny that Billy hates this guy for no other reason than she thinks he's not a real wizard. She absolutely fucking despises this man.
It's so funny.
He's like, I'm Damien the Seer, and she's like, I'll tell you what you're about to see. Like,
He did nothing but help you and be a good guy and a pillar of his community.
And for that, he must die.
That tracks.
Sounds like us.
All right, friends, I gotta get going. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
Bye.
good night. Bye.
Bye, Dave.
Great. Good.
Oh man.
And well, it's that time of
Alright.
night again.
Yep. Another successful session
Yeah.
where Eric loses his goddamn mind.
That's Magnes for you. Oh, cool. One more day.
Wonderful.
Nice.
Oh man.
All right. Well, bye everyone, and bye stream.
Bye, stream.
I stream.
Bye, entire internet.
The entire internet.
Ah,
Okay.
peace.
Goodbye stream. Goodbye everyone.